On this episode of Chicago Beer Pass, Nick and I are drinking some Black Lung Brewing beers. We got some hazy double IPA and Candy Factory Pecan Lassi. We talk about Surly, the Deep Woods release lineup, and a whole lot more. Let's get to it. Here we are, hitting up events, drinking our way through Chicago beer, and trying not to miss a thing.
Yeah, because, the cork popped out, it flies like fucking 10 feet. We're like, yeah, let's do it.
You know, all you have to do is add some fruit, stir it up, and ride that milkshake wave.
Whenever I see him, I gotta take a photo with the most decorated brewer in Chicago, Jonathan Cutler.
It'll be like the stuff you hear. Every time you go to Floyd's, all the music sounds like this. Raw, raw, raw.
Sometimes you want a small beer, but really, you want a big beer.
You gotta take in all those big aromatic hops.
Hey, what are you doing this weekend? Waiting in line for a bottle release?
Should have never been a fad. The black IPA is delicious.
Hey, and welcome to Chicago Beer Pass. I'm Brad Chmielewski.
Brad, what's up, man? I'm Nik White.
We were sadly away last week.
Duty calls, man,
It was, I don't know, we've just been slacking. This, not being able to go anywhere is hard because then you get busy and you're just like, well, I'll just stay here. I can't even go to drink a beer.
You just get lost in whatever the thing is you do when you're not recording. And then you look up, you're like, fuck, I haven't got up out this seat for 5 hours.
Exactly.
And I got way too many things to do to go do anything else.
And I have beer stacking up in the corner and I need help to drink this. Especially right now, Black Lung, we've had them on the show. They sent some beer, and I was like, well, I need to share this.
They were, one of the early crews that we interviewed, part of the quarantine series.
Right.
And that was fun because we learned that the guys related to another brewery up in Lake County. They're up there by Kenosha, where all the shit's going down.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Right
Where's Black
right
Lung?
On the bar.
Black Lung is in Waukegan. I imagine that's near. It's all of Great America. Once you get in range of Great America, it's
got to be right there.
It's all the same. Yeah.
But yeah, he sent over like 6 or 4 different beers. I didn't grab one of them, but we have it was another hazy or IPA. So we have the the HBC 629.
Some weird ass experimental
hop thing. We got the Candy Factory Peach Lassi, and we got Imperial Stout.
Right on. Yeah, and I just saw that they showed plans of their proposed tap room.
Yeah.
That they're gonna open. So good for them. He seems like a nice guy.
Yeah.
And I think the story is like it's named after, like, I want to say his dad or his grandpa
was a coal miner,
and that's where the name comes from. Yeah. So that's cool. That's a story I wouldn't have known had we not talked to him for quarantine.
Exactly. We just see them like popping up and being like, I don't know nothing about them, and here we are drinking their stuff.
Yeah, we're not gonna know every single crew, especially if you count city and the burbs.
And since you can't go to, or we're not going to all these places, even less people. It's like, ooh, I don't know.
That's true.
Sergio sent me. He's like, who is Burning Bush? And I was like, oh yeah, they opened like a little bit before the whole quarantine thing.
Yeah.
And I just didn't go.
That's right off Western. Like, what is that? Irving and Western are just like a block west of there. Yeah.
So I have not experienced what they got going on.
A preacher. I think he's a preacher.
Yeah, I don't know. It was kind of neat. They had like a theme and everything, religious stuff, but still.
Their space looks good. Yeah, there's some cash. They put some cash into that joint. Yeah, the
Lord pays.
Yeah, man, they dipped into the collection heavy. That is not, because some of these joints kind of look like a bootstrapper kind of. Hey, we're just barely making it by.
Empirical.
We got some repurposed fucking milk tanks here. Nah, that place got some fucking cash up in there, bud.
Everything's gold plated.
Hey, man, I tell you something, man. Real quick, shout out to West Lakeview Liquors, man. They apparently are open again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, did they get shut down because of?
According to them, they've been open for a couple months now.
Oh,
just super limited hours. I wanted like 5 to 7.
Okay.
Like a very lean schedule.
Well, I feel like you still can't buy liquor or alcohol to go after 9 o'clock, right?
That's weird. They do have, because it's two parts, two rooms, and one room is wine and booze, and the other room is all pretty much German. Not German, but well, yeah, German and Belgian, mostly Belgian stuff.
But this was a coronavirus thing because people were hanging out at beer stores. And so they're like, okay, after 9 o'clock, you can't sell this stuff.
Oh man.
So I don't know if that got lifted or anything yet. So
Yeah, but I'd ride bear there all the time and never see them open. And then a couple times they were open, and then I noticed the sign with the hours. So I'm like, oh, they're not dead. I thought it was over.
Interesting.
So-
Cool. Well, that's good.
Yeah. So
So many places have shut the doors. Good to see some people, still going.
yeah, man. Oh, shout out to Delilah's. They turned 27.
Oh, so they're open because you said the sign was
Yeah.
gone.
So I guess they took the sign down just to rehab it. But yeah, they turned 27. They are known. Well, they're a whiskey bar first and foremost. I think they were Whiskey Bar of the Year a couple of years ago.
Okay.
But then they're into beer too, man, because they do the Vintage Ale Fest, they do the Pumpkin and Oktoberfest Ale Fest, and then they do there's another one that escapes me, but
The vintage. You said vintage.
they have a few beer festivals on their schedule, and then this is the only place you can go where you'll find Lakefront barley wine for like 7 years in a row, which it's kind of weird but fun.
This lassie.
Where'd you open up?
The Candy Factory Peach Lassie. I think the last time I had a lassie beer was the people in Batavia, Energy City.
You said this shit like it's familiar. Like I'm like, what are you talking about, Lassie? What are you talking about right now?
Oh, well, they had that mango lassie.
What's a Lassie?
Lassie's a Indian,
Oh, like some kind of.
like a bubble tea, but an Indian version. Kind of
Okay.
like I don't know how to describe it, but like it's sort of like a milkshakey thing.
Okay. There's a lot going on this can art.
Yeah, that's a fun can.
Yeah.
I guess that's how I would describe a lassie. I don't know if there's a simpler way, but yeah, like an Indian milkshake, I guess.
Right on.
Yeah, I don't know. That's cool. All right, sorry. Where were we? We were Westview Liquor shutting down or staying open. I saw Gino's East is closed.
Damn. Now Gino's East is a brewery and a very popular pizzeria around town. I never make my way to a Gino's East personally. If I'm going for za, I'm going somewhere quicker, closer.
Yeah, I think some of the locations are staying open, but that one on LaSalle,
The brewery.
done.
Damn. The old Michael Jordan's steakhouse.
Yeah,
We recorded there.
I know. It was their last dance.
Brad coming in with the zingers. I remember we did. Remind me what we did, man, because we for sure did his pod, and his pod was like fucking 2 hours.
That's all we did.
Oh.
And we didn't even get any pizza.
But he had like it was a music and beer pod, and I feel like so he was supposed to return a favor and never did.
Right.
All right, because I get confused. I know we were there. I wasn't sure if it was for our shit or his shit or what.
For his thing. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's
He's likable. He brewed.
yeah,
he brewed
exactly.
at Abita
Okay.
down in New Orleans or Louisiana somewhere.
Okay. I think the news thing, I think this happened a while ago, but it just said with coronavirus, there was nobody coming in here.
We kind of take it for granted because we're in our bubbles, but, the economy's fucking collapsing, right? I mean, we're kind of saying it because we're a couple beers in, so, and then we never deliver fucked up news in a way that, a normal newscast would.
Yeah.
But shit is real out here, man. And, especially like there's no substitute for elevators in these old ass buildings downtown. There's no distancing for fucking trains nonstop. So a lot of the infrastructure, that corporations going downtown every day and, worker bees going downtown and at full force. That shit's not happening, and we're talking 6 to 8 months of this, and there's no end in sight because how do you can't get rid of that piece of people getting down there.
We need those tubes like Futurama has where everyone gets in a tube. So then you're good.
So yeah, man. So that sucks because it's there was a comedy club on the top floor of Gino's East,
Yeah.
and it was a pizza joint and a brewery.
And a comedy club.
And a comedy club. So that fucking sucks.
Yeah.
That was at one point home to Lalo's, home of the famous margarita.
Oh yeah.
I was a big fan of Lalo's, and apparently was the electric company for the trolley cars back when trolley cars
Yeah,
ruled.
because then it was a club for a while called like Electric Club or Electric City or something. In between the margarita place
Yeah.
and Gino's, right? Yeah. It was like a nightclub.
I put my cat to sleep next door at the animal shelter.
Okay.
17 years old. She was
Okay.
running in the walls and shit.
Oh, that's a good run.
She had a good run. I cried like a baby. They're like, you want to watch her go to sleep? I'm like, I'm out of here.
Yeah. Yeah, we won't go down. Yeah, it sucks to do that. I know.
Yeah. We had that cat. Well, shit, I was like 18. We had that cat my whole life, so up to that point. So that was tough. But it was right next door to the Geno's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then speaking of the other things closing, like big places like this, we gotta talk about this Surly Brewing stuff.
Oh, man. Surly Brewing, 10, 11-year run. I know people that go to Surly Brewing religiously every year for Darkness because they run it a little bit different than Dark Day. Whatever that was I just said.
Darkness Day.
Darkness is run a little differently from Dark Lord Day because they encourage you to bring RVs and stay the whole weekend, and it becomes like this camping experience in Minnesota, right? Mm-hmm. And then my first Darkness Day, we got there at 5 a.m, and Omar Ansari, he's riding around on a forklift, bringing fucking 6 stools of like coffee bender, and he's here you go, party on. You're pouring you some of his cool beers,
Those early Darkness days. I don't know. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Cold as shit, but fun.
Oh, dude, yeah. Crisp October parties up there.
Yeah.
So I only went to the ones in Brooklyn Center.
I think it's only ever been there. I think because they couldn't sell beer. I think they did like events at the new one, but then the beer releases were at the other, or the Brooklyn City, because they couldn't ever get the permit.
It was some kind of state law that prohibited them from partying like they wanted. I know at least last year for sure that the actual Darkness Day moved to like Wisconsin.
Oh, that's right.
They moved it out of state to some pavilion, which was kind of weird. But
it was like something with them being able to sell it, or like the amount of on-premise. I don't know, just weird rules. And Surly has helped change a lot of those rules in Minnesota because they got very popular over the years. So
yeah,
they have been doing a lot of good things for the craft beer scene in Minnesota.
Now this campus that they built this beer hall on is sprawling and really fucking cool.
It's amazing.
Just kind of bare bones, kind of steel modern industrial beer hall, right? Like they're slanging pizzas.
2 floors.
Yeah.
Pizzas, and then like other new American food downstairs.
Yeah.
They have an event space.
And it's a nice spot, and it's in Minneapolis proper.
Yeah. Huge outdoor. Like the outdoor is a park. It's a park that they have stations set up that you can buy beer in plastic cups and walk around, play whatever you want. Kids are running around. There's picnic tables.
It's a destination spot for sure. I remember taking, I'm a big Prince fan. When Prince died, we drove up to see the Prince Museum. But the whole time I'm thinking, I'm taking this kid to Mall of America, and I'm getting my ass over to the Surly Beer Hall. Like, it was one of the things I look forward to doing when I was up there, for sure.
But yesterday, recording this, they said they are shutting down that indefinitely. So not for sure. It's sort of the same stance 3 Floyd said with the kitchen. Like,
that's true.
We're going to shut down until we reopen. We don't...
Yeah. Apparently, the beer hall revenues are down 82% compared to the same period last year.
Right. And although they would be slower right now, they said because of the Minnesota State Fair, there's no fair, so it might be up now a little bit, but still 82% over the year.
Yeah. They're estimating to lose like 700 large if they stay open through the winter. Mm-hmm. So
they did, because everyone is drinking a lot more at home. They did reach the store sales from what they made last year already in 2020. So their store sales are up, but the money is made at the tap room.
Yeah, these breweries are keeping they're keeping a larger percentage on draft right?
Yeah.
Than they are going through distro. Yeah. So some folks are a little up in arms about this because apparently it is eerily close to like a day or two away from when the workers announced that they were going to unionize.
Right. Because they first announced it, and then Surly basically said something like, "We see this announcement soon."
Yeah. So they've been accused of union busting. They're
Yeah.
like, oh, you want to unionize? Oh, well, fuck you guys. We're closing indefinitely.
Yeah. But I take that first comment as like, "Oh shit, they're doing this. We have to say we know this because you don't just, oh, we're gonna unionize. All right, we're shutting down." They were probably debating this for a while. I'm trying to like, I don't think they'd like really be like, "Oh, we're shutting down."
Yeah. So they just happened to overlap. But
Yeah.
this stuff had to be in the works long before this. That's what you're thinking.
I think so,
Yeah.
but I think it was poor timing for them. But
Yeah.
what? They wait another week, and then it wouldn't look good either way. So
Yeah. There was I saw briefly that there was a lawsuit, and because they changed the tipping policy, so then I think the same guys that were going to unionize, they ended up suing to the tune of like $2.5 million because these tips the tipping policy had changed to include the back of the house, but the back of the house wasn't getting more tips, and it was all kind of messy, and they had to sue essentially.
oh shit.
Yeah, and then this is the same crew. Like I'm with you on the unionizing thing. Like something is probably in the works long before these announcements were made. That's probably true, right? This is the same crew that Todd the Axeman was his beer.
Right. Who's now at Three Floyds still? or-
Yeah, like his wife was running. His wife was a member of the kitchen, and she quit her own job. She had a restaurant. She quit that to run their restaurant operations, and then they kind of fired her with no notice, and didn't tell the brewmaster.
Oh.
And this is the brewmaster's wife. So then the brewmaster ended up walking out over that, right? So there's some, there are there were some other issues leading up to what this appears to be another issue. There were issues leading up to this.
Yeah, like they could have easily been thinking about closing, and then the union stuff, and like, you know what? We don't even need to entertain this. We've been thinking about this. Just shut it down. Like,
Yeah.
but they can't. I don't think they can fire people for unionizing. So there's going to be probably some lawsuits here, which that sucks for both sides on that.
Yeah.
I don't know, I've never worked in the hospitality industry, so
same.
I don't know all the things that happen. I know people talk about shadiness all the time. So,
And at the end of the day, man, if you're a regional player like Surly, and you're losing money to that extent, I mean, how many choices you got?
right.
How many choices you got other than a shutdown?
Because at this point, any place in the Midwest has another month, 2 months at the most before they're like, yeah, we're kind of done. Before if there's no people coming inside, we're done.
Yeah,
it's
like
gonna be cold. And
Like it doesn't make if we leave this place open, it's too much money just to staff it.
right.
Yeah, that sucks, man. We're in for a long winter, man. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen here because I know Lightfoot they had stuff for figure out how we can eat outside in the winter. Like they're trying to like give people money or grants or things. It's like
I went down to the Gold Coast. We picked up for we got the seafood joint we like to go to, so we picked up down there, and I noticed that ton of cops, and then the streets are blocked off.
oh okay.
So like on one of those streets, right where the triangle basically,
okay,
the triangle's all blocked off for
just outdoor seating.
it just looks like a big fest. So I'm surprised we don't see more streets like that, because that looked cool for people who wanted to hang out and have a dine-in experience in the street.
Right.
It looked cool.
Yeah, I haven't seen too many of the closed off streets. I know they exist, but I don't know, they're not around me.
Right. Yeah. Same. So, yeah, it's like the whole beer and promiscuous story. It's like you either gotta let these bars partner with a food operator, whether it's a food truck or or a restaurant or whoever, and then let them, and then block off these streets, and do something to kickstart these operations that were forced to close indoor sales completely.
Yeah.
And it sounds like a lot of bars with no food service were completely forced to close. And then at the same time, you got restaurants who have a limited menu that are essentially operating as bars, which is fucked up because you could just let the bars operate if you, you know.
Yeah,
Like-
or they should open. Yeah, they need to open up or allow open carry or not open carry, like open container,
Open carry.
open container, and then have all these bars serve. Breweries could do like food truck things too. Like, all right, we got a keg on a bike here. We're Black Lung. We're pouring on the street corner here.
You know, the suburbs are open for business. Breweries with no food are open for business.
Lemonade stand kind of thing. Let's go.
You know, yeah. So, but you know, this is the police. This is the Lori Lightfoot Democratic police state. So, fuck all the breweries. It's her stance, and the cops need more money. This is her stance.
Right.
And these are issues here in the city of Wind in beautiful Chicago, Illinois.
We're trying to look out for the drinkers,
You know, we got
which includes a lot of people. So. Oh man, it's tough. But hopefully things work out over at Surly. I don't know. The story was all kind of happening, and I wasn't keeping too track of it because I don't drink Surly that often. I love all their beer.
Yeah.
I like them, and so. But
the only time I drink Surly, honestly, we've had it on the show a few times, and you'll see Darkness, and there's a sour, barely sour that's on shelves, Pentagram.
oh yeah,
But at Furious Spoon, if I'm at Furious Spoon getting a bowl of ramen,
then you're furious.
the Furious IPA is usually on draft, so I usually just roll with that, right? But other than that, I don't really get around to Surly a whole lot.
Okay.
You know what I saw on a bike ride recently at in Logan was the Big and Little on Milwaukee around the corner from like Rev and all that. That's gone, and in its place was something called Lobo Pizza.
Lobo pizza.
Yeah. So Lobo is the is a Heisler hospitality crew. So that's Sportsman's Club.
There was a Big and Little over by Rev.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So on Fullerton, just west of Milwaukee.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, there was a Big and Little right there. So like if you're at like I think maybe California and Fullerton, it was right there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I never went to that one. I just always went to the one on Belmont or the one in River North.
Okay.
I went to those. Oh, but the reason I bring up this Lobo Pizza is because the whole patio is outfitted in these really cool War Pigs fucking patio umbrellas.
Oh, neat. Okay.
It looks pretty sick, man. I took a picture. It's not really like worthy of outlets, but
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
just a ton, like maybe like 15 of these fucking cool War Pigs patio umbrellas.
Neat.
So
So yeah, the outdoor dining continues. I have not gone anywhere. I don't know. I've only picked up beer. I think we've ordered delivery a little more, but still, I don't know.
I spent a lot of time at liquor stores. I'm at Benny's a lot,
Okay.
but I haven't really. I really haven't had the courage to just sit down and have like a dining experience. I'll go pick stuff up and bring it home. That's it.
I see and judge people. I'm like, oh, that place looks like it's if today's the day, that might be the place. But oh no, I don't know.
The good folks at Noon Whistle were in the news.
Uh-oh. Good or bad?
Let's see. Noon Whistle. There was a recall. So, I mean, it could be good if they saved. It was a gummy apocalypse recall.
So actual apocalypse happened.
Man,
So they saved the apocalypse from happening.
this is 16-ounce 4-packs with the dates of May through July. So they're recalling it because it contains a yeast that, when not refrigerated, undergoes a second fermentation, Brad. And it could increase the air pressure in the can.
Interesting. I did just have a beer blow up on me at home. This was from that Friday night flights kit I got
What
that we drank a while ago. A middle barrel beer.
Oh shit.
It was like 3 a.m.
Really?
Yeah, and so
No, which
it was a wild ale.
Okay.
So not everyone keeps all their beer in the fridge. And so as Noon Whistle is finding out, people are buying beer to support these places, either holding on to it or just stacking in the corner like me, and stuff is not meant to do that.
I don't understand that. I mean, so the larger breweries, right? And that's where, people talk shit about Goose all the time, but Goose has, they took the AB money and they invested in like a proper lab, right? And then they also, they do shit like we've talked about before, like for GABF, they'll gather everyone's entries and then they'll drive it on a fucking pickup to the party, But they in general they lend themselves if someone wants to come learn about beer science, Goose kind of opens their doors to that, right? Now a lot of folks don't have labs apparently, right? But it's like it's kind of it's bizarre to me that it's at that point where these things are exploding.
I think Noon Whistle has a lab. I thought I saw a picture.
I don't know.
They just hire this woman as their lab person. I thought that was them, and I was like, oh, that's cool.
But shit happens, I guess, regardless, right? Yeah. Like even if you got practices, like this kind of thing happens.
But yeah, I don't think most people are keeping.
No, not Noon Whistle, but your thing happened with.
Middlebrow.
With Middlebrow.
Yeah, they probably don't have a lab.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just don't think most people keep all their beer in the fridge. There's just not enough room. Spouses are not always happy with the fridge
because you
space.
got real life stuff in there.
Yeah.
How much?
You're trying to not go to the grocery store as much as possible. You can't have all this beer taking up the space.
I'm looking for the cherries. I'm looking for the yogurt.
Yeah.
And there's 56 goddamn cans and bottles in here.
Right.
What the fuck?
Do you really need 3 of the same beer in here? Are you gonna drink 3 today?
I tell you, man, I actually like this Peach Lassie a little bit more than I like the hazy double from these folks.
Yeah, I was going back and forth.
Yeah, that Lassie's fun. It's kind of easy going. Mm-hmm. This one's kind of like it's got a little astringency on it today that I'm noticing. I'm picking it up.
All right. The last thing I think to talk about, we ran down all the Bourbon County Stout releases.
Oh yeah.
And Revolution, they were like, hold my beer. And they came out with their Deepwood series announcement for the entire year.
Viva la Revolution.
Or the next chunk, because it goes into 2021.
For sure. It kicks off September 18th, Brad, and this thing runs clear through December, man.
Okay.
And January, sorry. Yeah, this runs from September 18th to January 22nd.
Damn.
And I was saying, man, like, Goose needs to figure that shit out because this, A, is in cans. B, it's a celebration of the actual package releases and draft offerings, right? It just kind of they've just kind of leapfrogged into, like, this is the premier program for barrel shit in this town, man.
And it lasts over multiple weeks where Goose Island should release these beers once a week, especially during the pandemic, so people, one, have a chance to get to their place more.
Yeah.
It's spread out, so you don't have big groups of people and crowds. Spread the stuff out.
Yeah. But this is Chicago, so I'm glad we have this offering because there's 2 baseball teams, right? Uh-huh. There's 2 newspapers. There's a Trib. There's a Sun-Times. I think there's
still a Sun-Times.
I think they fired all their photographers. I think they just kind of outsource, like
stock photos,
stock photos, and citizens with cameras to fucking take pictures.
Printing Twitter.
But it's like there needed to be someone else, and this is the someone else. And it's not just about the packaging and the release dates. They're blending in a way that is really interesting. And then some of these releases are really fucking good, man. They're fucking good.
All right, so lay it on me. What do we got?
All right, so September 18th is a new one. So this is Thundertaker. So Thundertaker, it looks like they have hand-selected Blanton's barrels from Buffalo Trace, and they got those barrels from Benny's. So this release will be, it looks like it'll be exclusively at Benny's for the release. Yeah.
Oh, damn, okay.
They're all about 14%. This is an Imperial Rye Stout aged in Blanton's barrels.
Nice. Okay.
I'm excited about that one.
That sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah, because
And be good for your neat pour.
right, because like so the Blanton's bottle is it's a cool bottle, but it's the high rye mash bill.
With the horse on it,
It's
right?
what's the one with the horses on it. Yeah, so they got two mash bills. One of them's got a higher rye content, and then this is an imperial rye stout. So I'm curious to know how the complexities of a higher rye stout, because Death Star's an oatmeal stout. So I'm curious to know how that plays into the barrel selection, right? That seems like a nice pairing. It'll amplify the spiciness and the viscosity a little bit. I'm curious, man. That sounds like fun. October 23rd is Death Star.
Okay, classic.
Yeah. And Cafe Death. So then, oh shit, and Maple Death. See, it's a scrolling effect.
Oh, okay.
So,
All right.
that's
Cafe D.
Cafe Death, Death Star, and Maple Death, which is kind of like last year,
Right.
right? Now, Maple Death was on draft last year.
Okay. I don't think did I go to the one with Maple Leaf? I don't know.
I feel like,
I've lost all concept of time and what I've done.
yeah,
in
Space
the
and Time
last-
is kind of warped.
Those were like the last events we were kind of going to.
Yeah,
Too, so.
yeah. Maple Death was on draft last year.
Okay.
It wasn't in cans. Maple Death and Gravedigger Billy. The one that was this event that was really cool was VSOD, the Sanctuary Barrel,
Nice. Yeah.
which just had a
that was
ton,
good. Yeah.
ton of coconut and coffee, and they were just like, no, this is just VSOD. It was great. Maple Death, a little too sweet. I was most excited about it just off how it sounds.
So maybe in the can, maybe this
Maybe.
batch isn't as sweet.
Yeah. So Cafe Maple and Death Star, that's all August. I'm sorry, that's all October 23rd.
Okay.
I gotta slow down. I get excited and I just start spewing words out. November 20th is oh, this looks nice, man.
Come on. What do we got?
Damn, are these all the same? This is all the same day?
There must be a big list here.
All right, no, there's three.
All right.
Straight Jacket,
Okay.
Death by Cherries, Honey Jacket.
Oh, nice. Okay. Honey Jacket was last time too, right? No.
Honey Jacket was the summer release a couple summers ago.
okay.
They released Honey Jacket and Strawberry Jacket.
Yeah.
Honey Jacket, not my jam. Strawberry Jacket, one it felt bad, but then I also just liked it. Not for its barrel, like it was not for as a barley wine. I just kind of liked it. It kind of reminded me of a cocktail. Yeah.
Okay.
Death by Cherries. I don't remember Death by Cherries much. It's been out before though. I want to say.
Okay.
Yeah. That's unfermented tart cherries and Imperial Oatmeal Stout. So now we're at December 11th.
Damn.
3 releases on that day. Rye Way to Heaven.
Nice.
Rye Way to Heaven is fantastic.
For sure. Yeah.
The only one I don't have out of all of last year's releases is the VSOR. That's what it's called, VSOR.
Okay.
I don't have that one.
Very special.
Old Rye Way. So 2-year Rye Way. A, not too many folks are making a rye wine. And then B, it's really fucking good. 60% rye in that mash bill. Double barrel VSOD.
Nice.
And something called Mind Shift Gapped, which I think we've seen before. So that's the institutionalized barley wine in cognac barrels for 12 months.
Damn. Okay.
So the way I get it, institutionalized is unbarrel aged straight jacket.
Okay.
So they took the barley wine and instead of bourbon barrels, cognac barrels.
All right. All right.
I wonder how that tastes. I know French oak's a little bit different than American oak. They say the tannins, there's more tannins in French oak. More like toasted almond, more spice in French oak than American oak.
Oh, okay.
But I don't really drink cognac, so
I don't. Yeah.
like, I don't fucking know.
My uncle or brother-in-law, he's a big cognac guy. So, yeah, I don't know, but he usually has some stuff. And I'm like, I know nothing about cognac, but
Yeah.
he always has good stuff. So,
That brings us to January 22nd. There is a secret TBA collaboration, and then an apple brandy rye way.
ooh, that sounds really good.
It does. Rye wine aged in apple brandy barrels, 12%.
Damn. Okay.
So, I think all brandy is a form of, no, yak is brandy.
Yak.
Yeah, cognac is
Oh,
brandy,
Oh yeah.
but it's kind of like all cognac is brandy, but all
But cognac is specific to the region.
It's a specific type of brandy.
Stupid French.
It's all brandy, but cognac's a specific type, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. I know the biggest difference is brandy usually starts, cognac for sure starts with grapes, where whiskey starts with corn and wheat. Yeah, that's the biggest difference. There's probably some other differences, but
Yeah.
grapes is the biggest difference on brandy.
All right. I feel like that's a pretty good lineup from Rev. We're going to have to drink the other ones before we stock up on these.
When are we doing that, man?
I don't know. We need help. We need people that are COVID free
Yeah.
and been quarantined for a while
Yeah.
because we got a lot to drink. And it's going to get silly. I don't know when we do it.
We need to do it before we got September 18th, so that's we got a month and a half,
I got a month and a half. Okay.
right? Because we'll look up and then we'll just have like 30 Deep Woods cans if we don't.
I guess
if we're
we
not
just need to
careful.
go to a park with the bathroom or a park maybe near someone's house and just go to town.
A park. What are you talking about?
We gotta be outside, right, with some people.
Oh yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Oof, I don't know, cause we got a lot, and we gotta drink them. I feel like the Cafe Deets we have are probably a shadow of themselves.
Yeah, some of those we'll just be doing just for science. Yeah, I'm kind of curious to know. But one of my favorite, we used to do the coffee BCS, and then you wait 6 months and drink it, and it kind of it's like a Tootsie Roll. The coffee falls back for sure, but it's not the same as.
Not just BCS.
It's not the same as OG BCS.
Yeah.
It's still got a different profile. It's just not full on fresh coffee.
Okay.
So I'm kind of curious.
All right, we'll figure it out. We'll make this happen. We also have some other Rev beers we got to drink at some point here. We got the Hop Butcher
At some point.
collaborations of Base, not Kasi, that I call it. Superstructure, and then the new one. What's the new one called? Maintains and Shapes.
They all look like Hop Butcher graphics on the collab. I think we had these last year at the Oak Park. Well, the first two, Base and Superstructure.
Right.
Yeah. And they both kind of look like a Hop Butcher beer. They kind of taste like a Rev beer. Rev doesn't really make a lot of hazy offerings.
No. Well, they've been doing. They had the
Lately.
Tropic Hazy. They had another one. So
Yeah, I had a Northeast Hero,
yeah.
which was full on, which was really good. It had like the George Washington picture. It's
Okay.
like a painting of him just hanging out on the river with the fucking guys on the boat. He's not hanging out. It's like
That famous picture.
that picture.
That picture, yeah. Just chilling, fishing. George Washington fishing.
Dressed up in all his army shit, but he's just fishing.
Kazimir Pulaski right there, just hooking him up with beers. All right. Well then, yeah. All right. So we got a lot more to drink. Definitely more episodes to put out. We'll keep them coming for you. Check out. I think that's gonna do it then, right? Anything else?
I think we're good, man.
All right, Nick. Where can people find you? Get in touch when we're not here.
Right on, man. I'm on Twitter at Nicosio.
And I'm on Twitter at BRAD, Chicago Beer Pass, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, website chicagobeerpass.com. Everything goes up there. And yeah, we'll be back soon with another episode. Take care.
Cheers.